Kom igen! Heja!
Kom igen!
I took training advice from strangers on the internet, PB'd over every distance, and even increased my 20-minute power on the bike just from running and commuting. It all started Christmas 2023. I was hiding from my in-laws, scrolling LetsRun, and on the forums I stumbled upon a thread titled Modifying the Norwegian Approach to Lower Mileage. I'd summarized the thread for you, but the full thread is 619 pages long, so I suggest you buy this book on Amazon instead. So what is the Norwegian Singles Approach? 3 sessions every week, just under threshold. Always finishing the workouts, feeling like you could do another rep. Usually a longer session early in the week, a medium-length session in the middle of the week, then some shorter stuff. The thread's main protagonist was Sir Spoc, aka James Copeland, who wrote the book I showed you earlier. He's a former British time trialer who took an approach inspired by the oldest Ingebrigtsen brother, Kristoffer. Luckily, I started this training right before being a study participant at the Swedish School of Sports Science. I got exact lactate measurements which matched my feeling, and I trained to heart rate, keeping it under threshold. Using this approach during the study, I improved my 3,000 meter time from 11:38 to 10:58 over 8 weeks. Everything in between the sessions is just easy running. I followed this program with a zealous enthusiasm. My family? Not as enthusiastic. I barely did any drills, and a lot of my easy running was with a stroller during paternity leave. Of course, I got a photo of my son's first lactate measurement after he was born in 2024. That year, I lowered my 10K PB from 42.5 minutes to 40:18, and finally broke 20 minutes for the 5K. I may have failed my goal of running sub 40 for the 10K, but I didn't give up. So in 2025, when I opened my outdoor season, I knew I was close to breaking 40 minutes. And at Bålsta Stadslopp, it finally happened, even though my shoelace came undone after 3K.
Come on, Fred. Come on, Fred, keep pushing, so close.
På lite tider. Vinnartiden för...
Yeah, PB. Sub 40. Shoelace came undone. Wouldn't have it any other way.
Then, it was back to paternity leave training.
Sinken. I'm here with my boy Fred. Talk to him, Fred. Okay, about halfway done. Just something light. Training for a 10K and a 5K simultaneously. It's Tuesday today. 10K's on Saturday. 5K's in a week after. So about 10 days out from that. Trying not to cook myself too hard, but still need to get a good stimulus for the 5K, which is the main goal in the next couple of races. Back to you, Lami. There we have it, folks. Stay tuned. Fred's gonna kill it.
Ja, kom igen! 4 minuter till, tryck på!
And 2 weeks later, I lowered my 10K PB again by 45 seconds.
Klara det?
Ja, nej, 19:33 plus 19:15.
Hur gick det? Hur var det?
Det var bra. Det är bara att ta det lugnt i backarna.
When the track season hit, the times just kept dropping. Here, I ran at 18:58 on my club's 5K championship, days before running a new 5K PB in 18:21. And then, I shaved almost half a minute off my 3,000 meter PB, closing the season in 10:32. Over the summer, I tried to cheat the system by swapping easy runs for cycling. I broke 90 minutes for the half marathon at the Stockholm Half, but it was one of the most painful races of my life. You can't fake mileage, but the engine was still there. 2 weeks later, I set another 5K PB and my second fastest 10K time. The real test was taking time off. When I started up the winter block, I thought I would be starting from scratch. Instead, I jumped into a mile race and won the gruppetto, and also just missed my 3,000 meter PB by 2 seconds. So there you have it. That's my 2 years of the Norwegian Singles Approach training montage. A lot has been said about the Norwegian Singles Approach since I first discovered the thread. Not only is it much longer, it's evolved into a subreddit, a Strava group, and even a book, which I've linked in the description to this video. It's a true testament to endurance sports forum culture. And a lot has also changed since I first thought about making this video. Heavy hitter YouTubers like Steve Magnus and Sage Canada have made videos reacting to the book and the method. And although I agree with their take that some speed work doesn't hurt, especially for runners like me with a low cadence that are better at shorter distances, my main takeaway is that amateur runners don't need to peak for a specific race to improve. They need to stay consistent and rack up the mileage. Despite working full-time and becoming a father, I ran more than ever, raced more than ever, and didn't get sick or injured in the process. The method didn't change when my son was born. I did. And I knew that this was the best way to train based on my time budget, and that budget got a lot tighter with a baby at home. Books with similar messages have come from the godfather of the Norwegian method, Marius Bakken, and recently from Swedish runner Andreas Almgren. But if there's one takeaway I'd pass on, it's what Bakken himself says. Find your golden zone, train there a lot, keep the easy days easy, and stay patient. Because training stress is always a complement to life stress for us hobby joggers. Not the other way around, as it is for the elites. And I think sometimes people like Steve Magnus and Sage Canada miss this. It's not about what's optimal objectively, it's up to each person to figure out what works with their schedule. And this year, I haven't had the same hunger to pursue training goals. I've gotten sick, I've been traveling, and life stress has won out over training stress. In its absence though, this YouTube channel's appeared, and it's become my main obsessive outlet. So stay tuned as we head into some spring cycling content, and who knows, there might even be some more running and training content, as I need to get back into shape to get my revenge on Stockholm Half Marathon. As always, I'm Fartlek Fred. Speed, play, peace.